was still kinda buzzed with a head full of drugs.
Looking at my Knicks and it's about that time to go and save the world from the daily grind. Speaking of which, I gotta hit the OC for a quick sesh with my skate park OGs. Oh please, this is still mid-city, wanna check my street cred. Go ahead, come get me on the block like mopeds or the threads in your dickies, and I flow cold red off the head so swiftly. Stole the scribble show, bled, had the feds go get me. Still got head from your thoroughbred, no hickeys. Oh really? Throw a veil on your Philly. Took pictures of a crack like that bell out in Philly. Had to kick out my tail cause she smelled like Billy. Smoking blunt, left the breath so stale, could've killed me. Silly quick-witted when I spit the shit, kidded I mean. Sick kidded I mean. Oh shit, it's amazing I remember all the different shit I'm into. I try to stay focused on getting legal tender. Gotta stay on the grind cause if the legends get signed, gotta split that dough between 8, 7, 6, 5,
4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And when I'm on the mic, the women come. Down with A&T, Merce and you're not. And I got more rhymes than California got cops.
9 in the morning, police at my door. Wonder what the fuck they wanna talk to me for. She said she wanted money for some fundraising shit. I slammed the door in her face and said, fuck you, bitch.
Looking at my Knicks and it's about that time for me to light another cigarette and settle my mind. Foot soldier, been waiting for the took over. Probably won't be getting naked if she looks sober. I'm a primate with pimp-like mind state, raising the curve to make contemporaries irate. Still obsessed with your breasts and your fishnet, beating on my thin chest, screaming out Midwest. My nature is to make you a believer on your stereo receiver or your barely legal fever. Buzzing overhead, spitting fly game. Nowadays, cats be getting paid and laid up off of my name. Wait a minute, take a number, made a visit to your village with this fresh-baked biscuit and stayed consistent. Breaking in the heads ain't as difficult when half of them are tripping over how they missed the boat. The key is control, but your flow is contrived. Keep it in my soul, take it with when I die. Plug that mic in and make heaven get live. Turn a groupie to an angel when she 8, 7, 6, 5,
4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And when I'm on the mic, all your homegirls come. Down with A&T, Slug, and you're not. And I got more rhymes than rappers who got shot.
Okie dokie. I'm ready. Shut up, music. I don't need you right now, son. Okay, where am I? There's chat. Here I am. Hello, everybody. I'd like to re-welcome you to the show, stream, whatever you want to call it today. The light is making my forehead look greasy. That's disgusting. That was closer to 10 minutes. Well, you know...
Madam, your phone is ringing. Madam, your phone is ringing.
Hello? Hello? Don't call me with a 917 number. Yeah, that was 8 minutes. I apologize. I had to get a cup of tea. I'm fucking exhausted. And also I had to set up the rest of the stuff, like changing my title in the game and tweeting and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So making tea and going to the bathroom took me 8 minutes instead of 5. I'm sorry for those of you who are like Arno and who are severely offended by the fact that I took longer. Anyway. Hey Gannon, hello. I'm back. We're gonna sneak in some pillars on a day that's not creative. And this is my creative day. I'm so excited. But this also makes up for the fact that I had to stop streaming on Monday. Don't mind everything pooping for a second. That's just what happens when I plug my headphones in. We're back. We're good. I'm so offended I'm speechless. Sit there and listen to how offendedly speechless I am. Moment of silence for Wormy's offense. Or offendedness. That's enough of that. How's everybody doing? I'm excited to play some Pillars, and since I took extra time on my break, let's just boot up the game and get into it. I'm really excited to craft next week, though, because now I have a plan. I know what I have to do. It's just a matter of doing it. And that is completely different from how previous cardboard cosplay with C-3PO has gone. So that is very exciting to me. Funny, PoE is running on my computer while I'm working for home. How interesting. So that's so weird. Maybe you should restart your computer. I'm always offended at nothing in particular, but that's just life on the internet. That is life on the internet. Don't think I've actually been offended in a long time. I definitely have been. But it's not stuff that I really want to talk about currently. So I'm just not gonna. 'Cause it's, you know, negative stuff. And I'm in a really good mood. We were very productive this morning. And once again, thank you to chat for their help. So I'm quite excited. And I've got my little Dalek friend just sitting on my desk now. I'm really excited to start working on it next week. I just have to, Psychonauts is apparently free for the next 2 days. Okie dokie. I liked that game. Just baseline liked it. Not bad. It's not great. But I liked it. I would say if you've been interested in it, I would definitely get it for free rather than paying for it. Alright. Boom, 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 boom. So I gotta level up all my people. We are in the sanitarium right now. And, evil dude just made us kill all the prisoners. And it's just, stuff went bad. Stuff went bad. I could up athletics. I think I want to up its survival instead. Because I don't think he needs to have any of the rest of this. Alright, next. Wary Defender. Increases the fighter's awareness while in Defender mode, granting bonuses. I never have him in Defender mode. So I think I will not take the class thing for once. 20% of hits converted to crits. No. Melee. Increases the chance to cause an interrupt with any damaging attack. That's pretty good. Plus 15 interrupt. 25% against Wilder, Vessel, Spirit, Primordial, Beast. And those are weapon attacks. This is plus melee damage. Grants Envenomed Strike. I do like this. Because this does raw damage. Which is very rare damage type to have. I feel like too many people pride themselves a bit too much on being offended. Being offended isn't wrong, it just means you're a human with feelings. If you're offended too easily, that might be an issue to work on, but otherwise I don't think offense is something to be avoided at all costs. I tend to think that any extreme on one way or the other is not ideal. Oh, pride themselves on never being offended. I read that wrong. I don't know. Being unflappable is not a bad thing. So Envenomed Strike is pretty good. Plus 5% accuracy, reload speed, damage with implements. Hold the line. Plus 1 enemies engaged. Plus 10 reflex, fortitude, will. 10 defense against charm, terrified, frightened, dominated, confused. Defense against paralyzed, weakened, stunned, sick, and petrified. Defense against blinded, stuck. Not struck, stuck. Plus 8 deflection, minus 20 attack speed. I don't like that. Graceful retreat. That's decent. So I like, so far, graceful retreat, hold the line, and envenom the best. I'm gonna look at the other stuff. Also, I remember, I don't know, it's a nice relaxing life not needing to be upset about stuff. Like, a certain amount of apathy to stuff that really shouldn't matter is really nice. I've had that before. It's great. It's great. I usually get that way when I'm at the beach. Like, as long as I have the ability to sit outside and read, I don't care what else happens. I'm just like, everything's grand. My grandparents are like, oh, what do you want for dinner? I'm like, whatever you guys want. It doesn't matter. I'm just like so zen. Oh, man, it's a nice change. It's a nice change. All right, let's see. Movement speed and defense when disengaging. Plus 2 quick slot items. Plus 1 weapon sets. Ranged recovery when moving. Damage reduction, burn, shock, corrode, freeze, weapon change recovery, wound binding. User plus 40% health over 90 seconds. Friendly target or field triage. 20% health over 9 seconds. I think everyone's going to take wound binding. Or or everyone's going to take field triage. Like, the wound binding gives more health, obviously. But the ability to use it on someone that's not you is also very good. So I think... Like, this can be used in more situations, and this is just a big chunk of health, though. 1 per rest. Once per rest. I mean, I can always take the other one. You know what? I'm not sure. Okay, maybe he will engage more people. Oh, Cynic, that sucks. But also, hi, it's good to see you. I'm sorry that it took you so long. That's like Fred's nightmare. That would be Fred's nightmare, to take 3 hours to get to work, especially because he only works like 20 minutes away. But he has to leave so early because sometimes it takes an hour or more for him to get 20 minutes away. I made it to work alive, at least. Yes, that's good. Keep typing and retyping what you were going to say. It happens. It happens. I can't decide what I want him to take. Whether I want him to engage more enemies and then we all get the ability, like my other characters then get field triage to like heal him if necessary. I'm wondering. No, I think everyone's going to take wound binding. Everybody needs the ability to heal themselves. There's a fatal collision. Oh, that's so unfortunate. 2 big rigs involved. The entire freeway's shut down. Thank you, Joe, for the balls. Took me 6 tries to get the clip. It kept resetting the time to the wrong bit. Your persistence is admirable. I was gonna say it's good to be as unflappable as you can be, but if someone was speaking in a way as to harm other people here, say by making rape jokes despite warning, then action has to be taken. Well, yeah, but there's a difference between... I mean, that's a whole different thing, right? Taking action against somebody. Like, you don't need to be offended to know that what somebody is doing is wrong and that action needs to be taken. And now we have screaming in the background. Great. Keep it up. I'm taking lore this time. You thought what was the game? The screaming? That was the game. Game is making all sorts of sounds. There's an apocryphal quote by some Catholic saint that I like. Something like, in essentials, unity. In non-essentials, liberty. In all things, charity. The trick is figuring out what the essentials and non-essentials are. Yas. I actually think it's imperative for some people to not take offense, like mods, for example. It would make the job impossibly hard, in your opinion. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit that people do to me because I'm a woman on the internet. And I can't... If I took offense at everything that everyone did, I wouldn't be able to live my life or be on the internet. And I know that's not quite what you're saying, but... Like, I don't need to be offended by someone to ban them or purge them or warn them or whatever. Like, I don't need to get upset in order to tend to my community the way it needs to be taken care of. Sometimes I am offended. It happens. Sometimes people are really shitty. But I don't think that it's a necessary thing. At the sound of his voice, the killers froze stiff. Foe AoE paralyzed. It's pretty good. Gurnisk, slew the beast, but soon faced its kin. Summons worms. My son, do you see the sisters across the moor? Summons will-o-wisps. Rennie Darrett's ghost spake. I'll catch you, Benfied. Terrified. I already have a thing that I can do to terrify people and I don't use it too often. Foe AoE. Plus defense, minus hobbled? What? I don't even understand this one. Shatter the shackles, cast off their chains. You just need to know they're disrespectful and disruptive to ban them. Yeah. At this point, if someone manages to offend me, I don't know that I'll be offended. I might actually be impressed. The lover cried out to the beloved, I am yours. I am yours. Not felled by the axe nor broken by the storm. This does slash and shock. This is Skelly's. Yeah, our friend has those. Someone's a phantom. I think... I want... Foe AoE paralyzed, perhaps. Or maybe I want to summon some shit. Although having more stuff on the field is not necessarily good. I'd rather have something that just does flat out damage than having them be able to save against it. But I don't really have stuff that I like. I'm not really terribly impressed by any of these, so I'm just gonna take this one. And everyone's taking wound binding. Especially because I don't have a class ability. Take that wound binding, yes! Two more people to level up. Damn it, I can't do his mechanics skill. So he's gonna not use those points. Actually, give him 1 in that. He needs at least 1 survival. Okay, he has a lot of class things he could pick. Brilliant Radiance. Friendly AoE grants endurance. This is once per encounter. Cool. Oh, it modifies it. Okay. I do use that often. Grants interdiction. That's dazed. Inspired by flame. Grants lesser burst of summer flame. Just burns them a little bit. Holy Radiance. Minus 75% healing received. Isn't that bad? I don't particularly like that. Bonus level 1, bonus level 2 spell. I think I'm gonna get Holy Radiance to be better. I like this a lot. Because I use it pretty much every every single fight encounter. Why does he look like the epic meal guy? I don't have an idea of what that person looks like, but that's funny. Look at you in your wolf armor. Looking so good. Alright. We'll give you 1 athletics. Her survival is outstanding. Okay. Grants Vicious Companion. Trains the ranger's animal companion in vicious tactics, causing it to deal more damage and penetrate more damage reduction with each hit. It's passive. I like that. Accurate wounding shot. Modifies wounding shot plus 10 accuracy. That's pretty good. If successful, they're hobbled. Piercing, crushing, blah, blah, blah. Scone! Hi, how are you today? That's the guy? Alright, let me finish leveling her and I'll click on that. Resilient Companion, plus 4 damage reduction. That's pretty good. But the fox can't actually die. It doesn't have health. Animal Companions do small amounts of sneak attack damage. I think I like Vicious Companion. They bypass their armor and do 15% damage. Either that or I could have her take wound binding. But she hasn't... She's been kind of staying out of trouble. So I'm going to give her that. Just finished my Japanese classes for the night. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Waiting for my tea to cool down enough that I can drink it. It might actually be ready now. And
Hey.
I did my first IRL stream this morning. We were planning for one of my creative streams. I'm going to make a Dalek cosplay on Cardboard Cosplay. So normally Thursday mornings are one of my 2 cosplay streams. Owies. And chat really helped me out, so I'm really glad that I did the little planning session. And because we finished most, if not all, of the planning, I was able to sneak in some Pillars of Eternity time, which is super exciting to me, because I really love this game. No, you kept me company.
Alright,
Not
then.
everybody can give us the balls. Oh, come on.
Quethus. Serious me.
Is everybody dead
You're
now?
not getting through me. You're not getting through.
Not getting through. Not getting through. No, not getting through. Aww. Poor lady. Everybody's dead now. That's Joe. Only Joe can give us the balls. Only Joe is responsible for the balls. I inspired Lecter with my very presence in chat. That's how she was able to win at Cardboard Cosplay Planning.
Hey.
Yes, I totally believe that to be true.
Quethus. Serious me.
So I'm gonna clear out this place, kill all the whites
Of course.
and the flesh constructs and shit.
You're not.
Oh, I need to level him. I knew I was doing something. Please leave my balls alone. Fondles all the balls. Oh, Joe. da, 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 da. I don't know if there are any scrolls that he cannot use. So perhaps... Whatever. We'll get him to 10. Good job. Alright, now I have to pick... a spell. AoE Sickened. That's just general AoE. General AoE. Bounding missiles. This is piercing damage. Deflection reflex. Expose vulnerabilities. Foe AoE minus damage reduction, deflection, concentration. Okay. Deleterious alacrity of motion. Plus 50 attack speed, plus movement speed. You troll, John Pope. Hello, how are you? I too have seen How I Met Your Mother. Excellent. It's a good one. I enjoy. We have a cosplay permanent show in the Danish National Museum. That's really cool. That's really cool. What kind of stuff is there? Joe, spoilers! Now I know there's dragons! How am I doing? I'm good. I'm good. Today was very productive. Mentally productive. I have to go into slow mode, pause 300 times, use every potion. I saw a dragon in Odd Nua? No, I didn't. I've seen bones of dragons. But in any case, congratulations. The blood pool place? I didn't complete that area. It was too difficult and I had to load a different save to get out. Because I didn't have camping supplies or anything, so I couldn't rest at all. Burn damage over time. We're talking about this game, the one that I'm currently playing. Foe AoE blinded. I don't love any of these. Mirrored image. AoE prone, movement speed, and plus defense when disengaging. I don't love any of these spells. Let me cancel his level up, because we also have a grimoire, so I could have him just learn a bunch of shit. Like rolling flame and mirrored image and blah blah blah. I'm just gonna have him learn this stuff. Because we have the copper for it. Alright, now let's level him up now that I have these other spells. I forget what season the burger episode was. You don't have to... Lazy and tired. You could just Google it. I'm sure somebody has the exact episode number. Just say, like, How I Met Your Mother Perfect Burger episode, and they'll be like, it's season 3, episode 7, or whatever it is. Figured out why I don't like games like this? I mean, I love them, but I hate them too. Well, tell us. Share with us. Draining touch. I think maybe I'll take Draining Touch. I'm going to exit one more time because I forgot to look at what kinds of damage he has. And I want to make sure that he's got a bunch of different
How may I
damage
help?
types. So we have Freezing, Shocking, Crush, Corrode, Crushing, Piercing. We have Fire. Burn, Freeze, Corrode, and Shock. Those are the ones that I need. This, oh, when, yeah, we have a major corrode damage thing. Corrosive Siphon. Wait, I already have this? Or I have, well, I have something similar, I suppose. The X number of spells per day system. I mean, you can just rest. It's not a bad deal. So we have Corrode. A lot of Corrode. We have Fire. I do like this. We have Shock. Corrode we need more Freezing, probably. We have a lot of Corrode. We don't need any more Corrode. Although this just seems really cool. I might just take this. That only affects the caster. I like AoE spells. I like everybody to do stuff. Expose vulnerabilities could be good. So I like expose vulnerabilities so far. Burn over time. Burn damage over time when dealt damage. Huh? Blinded. Caster hits. That's overall AoE. That's more fire. Parasitic Staff? No, I don't want you that close to people. Fleet Feet. Movement and defense when disengaging. But I have to cast that. So by the time we get to the thing, you know what, we'll just take this. Next. Just annoys me. Like what? You need an energy bar to cast another spell? It's more like those are the things that you can memorize. Like, make it if you cast more than you can, it has a chance to knock you out or damage you. Because limitations like those are BS. Well, it's still a limitation. Playing a lone survival underwater game. Just got a major update, added a bunch of new features and sounds. I just heard screaming from your game, freaked out. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. 2 per rest. Grant deflection. Penetrating blast. Modifies blast. Am I using blast? Do I even have blast? Foe target. Crush. I think nothing compares to the quiet and the alone. Season 4, episode 2. I actually wasn't that far off with my really fake not trying guess. Artificially elongating game time? No, it's just making you prepare properly. That's part of strategy. Maybe you want to just run and gun and not strategize, and that's perfectly fine, but that would explain why you don't like games like these, rather than this one game mechanic. You heard the blip of a mention? I didn't know you could do that. Make it go bloop. I think he's gonna get wound binding. Although, I do like having more spells. Alright. Isn't the whole spells / rest thing straight out of D&D? Yep.
Nice and quiet.
Of course.
Can have him make a noise. Okay. Alright, so we've now been in here. I'm trying to clear everything out so that I'm not leaving a bunch of monsters running around. Well, not me, per se. What? I didn't get the stuff from this guy? Give me that. Give me all his flesh. So we've gone in here. I need to check down here.
Need more skins. Gotta collect all the skins.
It's fantastic when you're in multiple rooms at the same time. Yeah. I have, my mentions stick to the top of the chat for a while, which is great when,
This I haven't seen before.
which is great when I'm, like, watching Sean's stream and a million people say hi to me and chat's going crazy. And also if I say something in a chat and then walk away to, like, go get something and then come back, then I can see, oh, somebody said a thing to me. Hi, are you really mad at me? Because if I were you, I'd be really mad. What have you done? You've been experimenting on patients against their wills, mangling their souls. I have witnessed it with my own eyes. I mean, yes, but what does that have to do with what we did? Ko is playing Divinity 2, but you're still here. Is it because you're avoiding spoilers? Azo's face drains of what little color it had. How could you possibly? Look, it had to be done. Ethelmer and the others, they took everything from me. Everything I was this close. Everything when I was this close. I had to know. I had to know where I failed and why. Imagine the value if I'd succeeded. I had something that could make all those hollow infants into something like a real person. And with a few more patrons and a few years' research, who knows? No one has come that close to the legacy. It's why I have to continue. Why I have to risk everything here working in secret. It's why you have to lie to Ethelmer for me. Tell him you've cleared me of all suspicion. Hell no! I'm going to expose you for what you are.
Then I can't let you get in my way either.
So that's not how I wanted this conversation to go. I wanted to tell him where he went wrong and say, look, there was this soul that was manipulating all of the shit you were doing. Also, you're, like the first sentence I said, like you were experimenting on these patients against their will and torturing them. That is exactly what I would say, but I also wanted to tell him, I know exactly where you went wrong, and torturing these patients was not going to make it right. You're here because you choose to be? Well, I'm flattered. But I didn't know you had any interest in this game. I demand more conviction in your readings. Read it like you mean it. I'm trying. I'm sorry, I'm not good enough. Like, please, don't put any logic into this. I just wish sometimes, and this happens with a lot of games, even games that I really enjoy and don't have many problems with, is like, I just want to give them more information. Or sometimes I want the information, read harder! Sometimes I want to withhold information that the game won't let me withhold. Like, it's just little stuff. But I wanted to tell him why his experiments went wrong, that he was actually on the right track, but there was somebody tampering with his experiments, and that's why it went wrong. I wish that we could tell him that, because then he probably would feel really guilty and not attack us. I mean, even if he did attack us, I want to give everyone all of the options and all of I'd like to the order information. a hype dance, please. Omnimoron. That is a great name. Omnimoron, Omnimoron. Welcome, welcome. Hope you feel very hyped because we're dancing for you to welcome you. Welcome you to the court of the hype. To be honest, I usually watch streams because of streamers and not the games. Well, yeah. A lot of people... Well, I mean, that's how I watch. I'm not going to watch a streamer I don't care about just to see a game that I'm interested in. But I will avoid people that I do like so that I can have an untainted blind experience with a game that I haven't played that I want to play. Normally I come for the game, stay for the streamer. That also happens. That happens. That's the only reason that I've grown my stream at all, for the most part. I mean, some people were day nights, so they hung out with me because they liked me as a person before I was a streamer. So they're like, oh, I get to hang out with Lecta. I'm just going to hang out with her. But I think most of the growth that's come from my channel has been people come in when I'm playing, say, Final Fantasy VII, which a lot of people did, and then they stuck around, which is nice, because that means that they liked me. Yeah, liking Lecta as a person. Me. Anyway, I just like to give everybody that I talk to all of the options and all of the information so that their reactions are well informed. That's all I like. That's all I want. But I guess we're killing this guy anyway, so it's fine.
Get
on the ground. Oh my gosh. Knocked him down, he was just dead. I'm just kidding, you're awesome. Well, I fucking better be. Alright, give that to me. No, don't put it in the stash. I didn't want those in the stash. I wanted to read them immediately. Oh, also this could be in here. Get in there. Are you kidding? Alright, we just picked up Azo's patient record. Okay, subject, patient Graham. Wait, is this a separate one? Subject is male, approximately early 30s, powers of speech absent. Yeah, we read that in the thing up in the thing. He had the 4 patient records locked in a small chest on his desk upstairs. Ahem, that was meant for Glecta. Oh, sorry. Do you know Sean in real life? Well, I know, like, I watched him before I ever met him, but I've met him multiple times in real life. But no, I did not meet him in the real world and then hang out with him on the internet. I'm close to a breakthrough. I have found an ample source of essence now, and the vessels have responded positively to infusion with the proxy. The human trials are the next logical course. That guy's an asshole. Asshole.
Hey.
Lecta's the only toxic friend I allow myself to have. Oh, ouch. Ouch. I know there was a Kappa there, but still, owies. It hurts me. Wait, how do I get in there? Oh, God. I guess this isn't stealing anymore. What's this note? Why did it go in there? Just let me read this fucking stuff. Oh my gosh, so much yelling. Ripley, I require more copper. Yeah, we read this already. Whatever, just take all of it.
Hey.
I want all the evidence. I like playing games along with Lecta. Right now I'm probably 6 hours ahead of where she is. I'm gonna catch up! No, I'm not. I know that's not gonna happen. Hey, Modred. How did you survive in here? The head warden must be told what's going on. Uh-huh. I'm getting out of here. It's not safe anymore. I don't blame you. Are you okay?
Hey.
I'm busy. She is completely unaware. Why do you have a pupper? A good doggo in a chest. So he doesn't do my inventory? Wait, what right voice? I just do voices. I don't like think about it beforehand. If you see him again, if you remember, tell him I appreciate him. Okay. I said that the other day. I said, because I was having trouble pronouncing stuff. I said, they're good words, Lorkta. Oh, silly. He's fine. Did you see him? He's so happy. He's being carried around like a baby. He loves it. What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. I had things under control until I killed the leaden spy, at which point he possessed a flesh construct. But we didn't kill anybody until he possessed the flesh construct. It's complicated. A patient of yours, Uskgrim, was working for the Leaden Key, only without knowing it. Ozzo was being influenced by a patient, but that patient really wasn't himself at the time. You finish your explanation, and Ethelmir breaks his silence. So I'm glad that that's ... like, let me tell you all the stuff. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far as to suggest they are all the same person. If truly such a person was here among us plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I am grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. We very nearly had another scandal on our hands. What of Ozzo? What part did his experiments play in this catastrophe? Well, I guess we're saying this because we don't have any other options. He groans in disgust. Such a waste. There was none more gifted working here. Well, he was experimenting on patients behind your back and against their will. In time, I'd hoped to rehabilitate his image, but a mind like his, so full of ideas, leaves little room for patience. I would inquire more into the matter, but in truth, you have done this institution a favor. Were his transgressions ever to reach the public, there would be a terrible uproar. I was blind to have trusted him a second time. His tone takes on an ominous quality that reverberates all around you. I trust you will be more cautious in future inquiries. I didn't have any choices in what the stuff that I did.
Good day to you.
I mean, I'm glad he's not, like, mad at me or anything, but this was very unsatisfactory. Poor Ozzo. Read his notes like a redneck from now on. From now on, I'm gonna call my body a flesh construct. Poor Ozzo, my fucking ass. I feel bad... only vaguely. I feel bad that his experiments were tampered with. However, because his experiment should not have failed. I feel bad that it did fail and his reputation was tarnished. And that Animancy in general was tarnished. I do feel bad about that. However, his actions after that?
Welcome!
Beg your pardon, I have a message for you. But his actions after that were deplorable. Like, really, really fucked up. He took mentally ill people and experimented on them, painfully experimented on them, against their will. So, I don't feel bad for killing him. Especially because I was like, look, you did this fucked up thing. And he's like, well, I'm gonna kill you now. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. You are summoned to Hadrat House where Lady Webb wishes to meet with you as soon as possible. And here I thought the locals were exaggerating about Dunreed Row. Seems like your name's come up in some important meetings. I hope nobody was shouting it at the time. How did you know where to find me? Well, it's Lady Webb. She knows everything. Tell me about her. Do you not know Lady Webb? Well, no one's seen her exactly in a long time, but she's the mistress of Dunreed Row. Has been for as long as anyone can remember. He pauses, eyeing passerby with suspicion. Quietly, he continues. She's supposed to be old, older than anybody, and she never leaves her room. Some say she's wasted away, and she's just a pile of bones kept animated by dark magics. She's still at it, best anyone can tell. Learning things, keeping us safe, pulling the strings behind the throne too, it's said. Has a ring of ciphers doing her bidding, telling her everything that goes on. You do wrong in this country, before you go asking the gods for forgiveness, best you ask Lady Webb first. What's Dunreed Row? A whole mess of ciphers run out of Hadret House. They made it their business to keep the peace, but they don't like you to see them do it. Problems in this city have a way of going away on their own, and when that happens, you can make a pretty good guess as to why. Where can I find the house? It's just over there, my lady, southwest corner of Brackenbury. Very well. I will go there eventually. Oh. Did this always look like this? Where did I come from? Charred Barrel? Raymont Manor? Oh, I just came into this area, so I have not explored any of this. So here's the house, but I'm going to look at all the rest of this stuff first. The marble is cool and perfectly smooth. Droplets of crystal clear water bead the statues. Oh, shit. Older robed man. As you near the apparition, you are overcome suddenly by a powerful anxiety that sits like a stone in your stomach. The feeling is not quite real, the recollection of an emotion rather than the emotion itself. It wrenches your insides nevertheless. The apparition's brow is tensed, a look of concern playing across its face. The other missionaries
say you have been neglectful of your duties.
My mind has been elsewhere. They lie. Elsewhere?
Oh? And what troubles you?
The apparition raises its eyebrows. The pain in your stomach deepens, and you feel for a moment as though you are about to be sick. Your mouth has gone dry. Forgive me, Eminence. I wish to leave the order. The man folds his fingers together and presses them to his mouth, thoughtful.
You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way?
The people we intended to convert, they committed unspeakable acts, sacrifices, mutilations. Or, my family has not taken my new faith well, they no longer speak to me. Or, 3, I've done something unforgivable. Or 4, we were attacked on my last mission. Is this guy also Matt Mercer? I don't know. I don't think so. But it could be. These kinds of conversations in games make me uncomfortable. Where you're choosing your past, even though the game makes you feel like you have a very strongly defined past. Like The Witcher 3 had this problem. Although I guess our past is... like, these are past lives that I'm unaware of. I don't know. I guess the people we converted? I have no idea what to pick here. Everyone is Matt Mercer, except Matt Mercer himself, who is actually John Cena. Why John Cena? Why wouldn't you pick, like, Mark Hamill? The apparition exhales slowly, and its lips press together. A sympathetic rapport in its eyes. It places its hand on your shoulder.
These are the ways of the heathen world.
Surely the gods would do better to destroy us all and start anew. What?
Perhaps they would. It may come to that one day. This is why we must not fail. The heathens are beyond the gods' reach. They do not know better. We are tasked with delivering them to the gods, so that the gods may heal their souls.
Is such a thing possible? Game has 75 characters fully voiced. Voice talent like cast list, Matt Mercer. They don't have to sound alike. But Mark Hamill also does voice acting. And is also in a ton of shit. That's why I would have picked... Oh, Norland North, that's another good one. Or Troy Baker. Yeah. I don't know Laura Bailey. I feel like I've heard the name, but it's also kind of a generic name.
I have seen it with my own eyes. You will see it too, if you choose to remain.
The specter smiles wearily.
There is no greater calling than the one we have chosen. Neither words, nor wealth, nor battle will end this suffering. Only the gods. Will you give them that chance?
The knot in your stomach seems to loosen all at once, and the anxiety is replaced with something else entirely. Something warm and soothing, and it is something you know you can never repay. As the vision fades, you start to become cognizant of the many odd looks aimed in your direction. Your last response echoes in your mind. I will.
Hey.
What else is he in? I don't know. Do, IMDb. So I'm not going in here right now. That's where they want me to go. That's what the game wants me to do. There isn't so much as a spot on these oranges. Well, isn't that impressive? This music is really good. Oh, this is definitely Kickstarter. Yeah, bye.
Hey.
Isabel. These names are ridiculous.
Hey.
Game wants Lecter to go left, Lecter goes right. Hell yeah, man! How am I ever gonna do all the side stuff if I'm listening to what the game wants me to do? The Charred Barrel.
Of course.
Thristwin. Heartless bitch. That's what he said. The young elf is dressed in gaudy robes that he seems ready to cast off. He picks at a heavily brocaded sleeve and continually adjusts the gold chain around his neck. He looks up at you. Did she send you to run me out of town? You can tell her I'm not going anywhere without that medallion. I told Cyril I wouldn't let her sell it. If that's what you're here about, then save yourself the trouble. He puffs up his chest but glances at the exit. What are you talking about? I'm not after you, but maybe I can help. Just tell me what the problem is. If I were after you, you'd already be an oozing pulp under the table. Luckily for you, today's my day off. I'm just here for a drink. I'm not after you, but maybe I can help. Don't forget to put points into Quen. Fuck no! He pulls at a shining button. That's a relief, but I don't see how. Cyril's a courtesan over at the Salty Mast in Andra's Gift. We've been working together for over a year now. I find a noble with more money than sense, fill him up with liquor, and send him her way. They have a good time, and Cyril takes her fee. And a little extra. He rubs his fingers together. 100 coppers here, a trinket there. It's a bounty for us, and these lords and ladies never notice anything missing. Go on. That's dishonest. No harm done then. You'd better not try anything with me. Just continue. I'll hold judgment till the end. What the fuck is that? Don't forget about this thing that I clearly forgot about. Grey Delisle? Who the fuck is that? What is that? Anyway, we always split the bounty, until a week ago. He squeezes his lips into a tight frown. She takes a necklace off some noble. It's an Engwithan medallion, damn near priceless. That relic is sacred to my clan, but she won't part with it for any sum I could afford. He tugs at the gold chain around his neck. And even if I wanted to, I can't go home without it. Sagani's brow furrows in pity. That's a hard thing. I'll see about getting the medallion. Tell me more about your situation. You're both a couple of cheats and you're finally getting what you deserve. Good riddance. Or I don't have time. Tell me more. He picks at the hem of his sleeve. What do you want to know? You seem like you've done well enough for yourself. He clenches his heavily adorned hands. It was this or scrape by in the gutters like the rest of my clan. But I'd give it all for that medallion. I offered to, but it's worth more than anything I've got, and Cyril knows it. What makes this medallion so important to you? Oh, voice actress. No, I'd never heard of her. Nova in Heroes of the Storm, female wizard in Diablo 3, I've never played that. Azula in Avatar, okay. Plus the other 3,000 credits. I don't know, I've never heard of her. I grew up in Glonfath with the Shattering Spear clan. We Glonfathans have protected Engwithan ruins for thousands of years. It's the one duty the gods ask of us in exchange for the freedom to live... It's the one duty the gods ask of us in exchange for the freedom to live as we please. He fidgets with an emerald ring on his pinky. But treasure hunters looted the ruins in our territory, and we left the wilds we had dwelled in for generations. Most of my clanmates scattered to the towns around Deerwood, and probably live on crusts of bread. He looks at his embroidered robes with disgust. Restoring this medallion to the ruins would earn us the gods' forgiveness. The Shattering Spear could go home. This is all rather fascinating. A single medallion to earn the gods' favor, and so to return home? It rather reminds me of a story I heard somewhere. I still don't understand why you can't take your money and return to Air Glonfath. I'm still going to ask, although I get it. Kind of. He sighs, arching his neatly plucked eyebrows. Of course I could, but that's not the point. A community isn't a place, it's a connection to history and meaning. He makes circles with his wrist. Like an anchor. Defending the ruins for the gods gave us a purpose. Without that, we were adrift. Does any of this make sense to you? Yeah. He smiles and nods slowly. Then you know what it's like. How to care for something you can't explain. Tell me about Cyril. She's a courtesan at the Salty Mast, over in Andra's Gift. She wasn't born to much, but she's done what she has in order to escape that. He gazes at a string of amber beads around his wrist. She's a good friend. He folds his arm in his trailing, wrinkling arms. Without her, I'd probably be living hand-to-mouth like the rest of Shattering Spear. But this isn't about her or me. It's about the 40 people in my clan and the way of life we'd held to for generations. That's all I wanted to ask. So, will you help me get the medallion? I'll help. You'll find her at the Salty Mast. The only way anyone sees her these days is by paying, so you'll have to go through Maya. He fidgets with his sleeves, but whatever you do, please don't hurt her. Well, I won't hurt her unless she attacks me. Interesting. I have no desire for such metrics for Twitter. Each plate and utensil has been polished to a spotless shine. The thin-stemmed goblets ring melodiously at the strike of a fingernail. Well, why am I running around striking fingernails? There's a noble, there's an understudy. That's free for the taking. Alright, cool. Excuse me. The scripts and props belong to the production of The Most Unfortunate Tale of Favia and Bernat, which we have
Hey.
seen previously. Oh, on Twitch. Yeah, he wants it in hours and minutes. Beatrice, a pretty princess. I think I had forgotten that you were a princess. I knew Wormy was a princess. A wizard princess. Divide by 24? Question mark? Or did you mean, like, read more, please? You're not? Wait. Oh, right. Sorry, I just saw the word. I'm so tired. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Sorry. No, you're a duchess. Sorry. Duchess is really good, though. It's a lot of time. Or rather, multiply? Yeah. But I think maybe he wants to know, like, how much time he's spent, like, actually in the chat watching. Yeah, he wants the time that he's spent in chat. But there was a time when this bot didn't exist. I don't know if the bot does that. In any case. Ooh, Joe is almost a duchess. Begging your pardon. Oh, it's you. It's good to see you. It's good to see you well. We had a few rough days here, but then we found this place, and they were kind enough to hire us both. Were these the two people that we let go after they killed the friend, the husband? Things have been wonderful. I can't tell you how much we appreciate what you've done. Yes, that must have been. Yep, there's Ingrid. Abelhart Skerrington. Hey, Mia! How are you? Dario, hello. How are you? Gods keep you.
Gods keep you.
Oh, he just said the same thing. What are you, a parrot? The man is dressed in neat but functional clothes. His sun-wrinkled skin and limber musculature reflect a life spent in the wilderness. Well met. What brings you to the Charred Barrel? Who are you? Is this your place? Show me your menu. What can I get you? Show me the menu. Inside joke with me and my dad, based on Neverwinter Nights. Don't worry about it. Okay, I gotta go. Gotta get ready for work. Womp womp. Thank you for hanging out, Arno. I appreciate it. And, I hope your day at work goes well. Baroness? Lovely. If I had to guess, I'd say about 2 weeks more, or 2 weeks or more straight. Could be. I also didn't used to stream quite so often. So there's like, it's gonna be impossible to ever calculate that. Killed whose cousins? Whose cousins did I kill? Yeah. Getting to princess rank is a lot of time. I don't even know how much time it is total. But it is a ton of time. Are there any adventurers I could hire? Let's see your rooms. Alright, who are you? I was a cartographer for the Duke for decades. He rubs his neatly stubbled cheek. Crossed the White March half a dozen times and mapped most of the ruins of Thane Bog. He grins, flashing a gold tooth. A good career, but one suited to younger men. When I came back to Defiance Bay for good, Cliver and I and a few other friends in the Knights... Cliver and a few other friends in the Knights... Why am I inserting words all over the place? Helped me get the rights to refurbish this place. There's strong ale, quality entertainment, and a fresh sea breeze. He raises a mug. What more could a man want? They were the looters? No, they weren't. Naunton and Ingrode were the people in Gilded Vale. Naunton led his friend into the cave with the bear. And she was the friend's wife. I specifically remember because it said, I remember that it was her house in Gilded Vale. My bad. Now I'm gone. Okay! Just had to argue with me a little bit. You know, what else is new? Whoever said they didn't like the spells per day mechanic, I didn't like it at first either, but passage of time actually means something in this game, and resting is pretty easy to come by. Yeah. I agree. Resting is super easy to come by most of the time, so I don't tend to run into problems with it. Is this your place? It's my retirement. He thumps the bar. Used to be a warehouse back when Brackenberry saw more ship traffic, but it fell out of use when the area became mostly residential. I inherited it from my great-uncle, who'd never had any luck pawning it off on my cousins. Now it's the most popular spot in Brackenberry. The nobles come to unwind, and kith from other districts come to mingle. He leans closer. We get a few rough types, too, but they behave in here. Besides, their coin's as good as anyone else's. Show me the menu. Show me the menu. I wanna sell my stuff. Alright. Selling everything that is not of fine or better, except for the grimoires and the priest's robe. Because I'm hoarding. Wodica hood. I'm gonna hang on to that for just a wee bit. Okay, I guess I don't need... What happened to all his notes? Oh, did the statue must have taken them from me. We've got plenty of camping supplies, don't really need anything else. So let's trade it up. I'm pretty good on health, I don't really need to rest. But I might anyhow.
Well met, friend.
Like building shit at your stronghold? Yeah, for the passage of time. Let's see your rooms.
Hey.
Oh my god!
Hashtag charity.
Thank you for including charity, and thank you so much for those bits. That's so kind. Let me do some wiggly arms for you. Imitate the gift that I like so much. Thank you so much. That's so, so nice.
Of course.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheering for charity. I really, really appreciate it. Guys, if you have spare bits laying around, you don't need to give them to me, but if you should cheer them, well, soon, because there's a charity event on Twitch going until the 19th. Joe! We've been watching Twitch ads all day. Hashtag charity. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, so for every 1,000 bits that are cheered on Twitch during the event, Twitch will take $2. Holy shit! I'll jump on the Extra Life charity bandwagon. Thank you so much, you guys. Oh, I love it. I wish they would do stuff like this all the time. I'm sure they'll do it again. But it's just so nice to be able to... First of all, Extra Life is a great cause. I've helped raise money for Extra Life with fellow Day Knights previously. But yeah, Twitch will take money out of their own pocket. Choo-choo! All aboard the bit train! Thank you guys so, so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, so for every 1,000 bits that is cheered on any site on Twitch, holy shit! Wormy, your arms are gonna be tired at this rate. That's okay, I'll tire out my arms for charity. That is worth it. Thank you guys so, so much. You are all so kind. So, so very kind. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm really, really glad that Twitch is taking monies and donating it to chillins This ashtray is painted with colorful waves and whorls in the style of the Rauatai. What's in here?
I can do that. That's settled.
Alright. Don't need to steal. This map of the Dyrwood and Englanfath appears to predate the discovery of some of the ruins in the east, signed by cartographer A. Skerian. Beltry! I only had a quarter and Twitch won't let me watch more ads. Feels bad, man. That's okay.
Of course.
Every bit counts. Every bit counts. Every literal bit counts. All the biddies. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I need to watch more ads. I don't do it enough. I'm gonna try to watch a bunch of ads. I've also been really busy, like in my off time. This map charts routes through the White March.
Hey.
I've also, but yeah, I'm gonna watch a bunch of ads and get as many bits as I can, and then share them like on the last day, probably. But hey, in the time we've been sitting here talking about the charity event, the total has gone up by $4. I've watched all the ads that I think it'll let me. That also happens. Elementary Glanfathen. I don't need that. I will just take the coin. And Ixamitl. I don't know how to pronounce that. And Ixamitl. Ixamitl. Water jug, fashioned from white clay. Anyway, a foreign item. Mareworth. Mareworth watches you through kohl-rimmed eyes. She puts her hand on the hilt of her blade, jangling the jewels that hang from her wrist. We don't know each other, stranger. Best keep it that way. You don't seem like a local. What brings you to the barrel? Mareworth raises an eyebrow. What's it look like? Good wine and a little peace and quiet. She flips a copper coin with her thumb, and Skerian doesn't ask too many questions. You don't look like a local. I'm a sailor, she gives you a half smile, and a liberator of certain goods. Mareworth casually fingers a large earring. And the nice thing about the snobs here is that they're usually too polite to ask more. I'll be going. Well, that was a cute little interaction. Let's go check out the basement. Yay! But yeah, I'm trying to... I want to get as many bits as I can, not only to help with the charity event, but also so that I can cheer for, like, friends of mine that I don't have money to sub to. 'Cause that's nice. Kana leveled up. Bong! Survival mechanics lore. I really don't need you to have lore. Let's go survival. And I will keep the other stuff as it is, I think. We'll do 1 and 1. 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. Missed some of the conversation because I was watching ads, but yeah, voluntarily watching ads. We were just talking about the charity event that Twitch is doing for Extra Life. So when you use those bits, use #charity. And they will donate money to Extra Life, and that's great. And that's basically all we were saying. Yeah, it's always fun when you randomly get like 100 bits instead of like 5, and you're just like, ooh, the power. Ooh, I should check that. I actually I have some bits coming to me, and I should check when those get in. Which of these? Oh, friendly AoE, defense when disengaging, defense against hobble, defense. Caster also gets stuff. I do like this. This could be useful. The lover cried out to the beloved, I am yours! What else do you have? I don't like this one. I'm sad that I picked that. Let's take Shatter the Shackles, eh? Beloved Spirits modifies ancient memory, improves the chanter's connection to the soul fragments they employ, increasing ancient memory's healing capability. Its passive must be chanting. Hell yeah, up that. Big fan of Extra Life. I've done events for Extra Life for 6 years. That's awesome. That is awesome. Hey. I've only done one event for them, but that was just this year, so I would definitely do it again. It's a fantastic, fantastic cause. The proprietor has collected a respectable variety of bottles from around the world, from tart Edir Reds to sweet summer wines of Rauatai. I don't want to steal. Bandits? Well, this is not stealing, so I will take that. I think it's funny how the game says, like, we'll throw you a bone if you're not trying to steal stuff. You can take whatever's in this crappy barrel we don't care about. Flasks of the infamous Soul Burn of the Deadfire Archipelago are nestled next to crystal clear Nasitaki and Glamfelin spirits. I'd like to try these things. I want to know what they taste like. Pale yellow and deep amber whiskies from the Deerwood and the Living Lands rest side by side. This is a nice place. Hello. Just having a little chat with my associates. It's usually pretty quiet down here. That's what the boss likes about it. Even with Dunreed Road down the street, people don't ask too many questions here. For Brackenberry, this place is pretty low-key. You know, it's like very chill. I like to come and hang with my bandit buddies. No one bothers us. I wonder if that opened up any dialogue options. I doubt so, but...
Good day, stranger.
Well, goodbye. Just a nice little place. We already got a quest here anyway. Anyhow, we have a lot of quests. There is a side quest that I'm nearing currently.
You must have seen some amazing sights on your way north.
Sure. Pirate cities floating in the archipelago. The mountain halls of these northern dwarves. Plenty.
I haven't been further south in the Deerwood myself. Maybe I'll come back after I've convinced the Ranganui and see all those things for myself.
I hope you do.
Okay, so yeah, this is where I'm gonna go, but I want to look at the rest of the place first. I gotta go in every corner, okay? Just let me be a corner searcher. Searchledy Corneldy. Late Corneldy? That went wrong. Hello, noble person. I'm coming into your house. Raymont's servant guard. Hey, I'm just gonna wander around the house. Is that cool with you? Guard is not very good from just looking at stuff. I'm not gonna take anything, but I do want to see it. Play. I just like to look at the stuff that's in there. Sprigs of dried lavender and rosemary infuse the kitchen with a fresh aroma. The skins are so bright and red, it looks as if someone has taken the time to polish each fruit individually. You know, we are in a noble house. I wouldn't be surprised if someone were so crazy. Alright, I'm leaving that room for last because he's in there. Oh, hello, Lynette. And that's probably who I need to tell about the plot. I'm gonna look at the rest of the house first. The labels, all perfectly angled outward, boast an array of fine vintages. However, they're all coated in dust. Not a big drinker, this guy. Not big on drinking. And none of the servants want to touch. They don't want to touch it. They don't want to get in trouble for doing a thing. The old serving woman regards you with bleary eyes. Begging your pardon, but I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to return downstairs. Visitors aren't permitted on the upper floor. Why? You can intimidate her if you have the might for it. You can attack her or just leave. Suddenly, accent. Yeah, that's like the subtitle of my stream. Suddenly, accent. I think I trolled sort of accidentally when I reviewed the SNES Classic I pre-ordered. It was meant to be, I'm excited about this product. Suck it, scalpers. But it probably also came off as, haha, legit gamer. You didn't get a pre-order. I don't think so. I think it's funny that you wrote it like a robot, though. I'm excited for this product. And then suddenly you're like a normal person. Suck it, scalpers! Father never reads to me. He's always busy with his own books. Well, you are a grown lady, and you can read to yourself. I like how they had this place take up the entire map. So even though there aren't a ton of rooms, it just looks bigger than other places we've been. The ledger lists quantities of wheat, copper, and weirwood. A deep crease along the spine suggests that the book never closes. I just want to look in your stuff.
Do that. That's settled.
I'm just going to unlock your shit. Scroll of burst. I just wanted to see. Alright, let's talk to you.
Good day, stranger.
Lord Raymond holds a shipping manifest in his well-manicured hands. Despite his expensive clothes, he has the sallow complexion and restless air of a man who devotes all of his days and most of his nights to work. Aw, he sounds like a really nice person. You like summarizing robotically? Whatever you enjoy, man. Like he's one of those nobles who actually really worked for the riches that he had. If you have business to discuss, make an appointment with my attendant. I don't have time for unexpected visitors. Give letter. I've uncovered a plot to rob you. Tell me about yourself. You don't have time? Tell me. He lowers his papers and looks at you for the first time. Is that so? Let me see that. He scans the parchment with the speed of an expert clerk. When he returns his attention to you, his tone is brisk and businesslike. You've done this house and this city a great service. I'm certain you will consider this an adequate reward for your labors. Sure. Intellect. That jewel's worth a lot more than 2,000 pans. I'm not going to be greedy about it. What will you do now? The letter was signed AD. Does that mean anything to you? What's so important about this gem? I want to know about AD. I suspect it means Abrican Domenel. It's the scion of House Domenel. A look of disgust crosses his face. A pampered, pandered lad, if there ever was one. Ring of Unshackling. Cool. We got a ring and 2,000 copper? That's awesome. He's ruthless, I'll give him that much. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the wits to match his appetites. Tell me about House Domenel. They were once an eminent and admired house. Now they're just a den of thieves. Back in the Deerwood colonial days, the Domenels were respected members of the ducal court, which is why it is so surprising that they remained loyal to Edir during Hadret's rebellion. When Hadret and the Deerwood won independence, the Domenels lost their favor but not their wealth. Rather than return to Edir like other loyalist houses, they dug their heels in here and turned from politics to commerce. He shrugs. In one way of looking at it, they simply partnered with the wrong side. Not that they haven't prospered since in their own way. He rubs his jaw. Lately, they've been seeking to carve out a new niche for themselves. One right between the Crucible Knights and the Dozens, it seems. What's so important about this gem? The heart of White March is a nearly flawless diamond. It's also the patrimony of the dwarves of White March. It was seized by an Adiran lord early in the days of colonization, and the dwarves haven't forgotten it. Now, the Knights and the Dozens are both bidding for it to make a peace offering to the dwarves. He shrugs. Whichever party buys it, the dwarves will make useful allies for Defiance Bay, especially these days. What do you do now? Lord Raymond pinches crisp, sharp creases into the note. Eliminate the competition. Alright, go for it, bro. Mia! Just scored big with an ad. Thank you so much! And thank you, Twitch ads, for giving us stuff to donate to charity. Whoop whoop! Whoop whoop! Whoop whoop! Whoop whoop whoop! He doesn't have the wits to match his appetite. I'm gonna look at that. Quest completed! We got a lot of stuff just then. You know what else I forgot to look at? Oh, that meme. I also didn't look at the thing Arno posted. I wonder if it's still here. Is it gone completely? It's gone forever! That's okay. I don't need to really know what the Epic Mealtime guy looks like. Sorry, Arno. Ugh. I guess that happens when I don't look quickly enough. Anyway.
Of course.
That was good shit. Nice, easy bits to fund the cosplay. Hell yeah, man. Every little piece is helping me to do all the random stuff that I do. Sit here and play games with you, craft stuff that's really bad. I kind of want to sneak in there. I'm gonna quick save, because I just want to see. I'm not gonna steal anything. The mortared stone wall is sheltered by the eaves. A knotty green vine climbs all the way to an open window. 2 ornate shutters seem to beckon you in. Test the vines. You give the vines a shake. They're thick and sturdy in your hands, but near the top they look flimsier. You might be able to make it to the top if you're quick. I want to try it. You begin to ascend. As you rise, you feel the vines begin to give way beneath your weight. You attempt to scramble up the wall, pushing your limbs as fast as they'll move. The vines crumple to the ground while you struggle for purchase. You return to the bottom exhausted. I mean, I could use a grappling hook, but I'm not gonna. I just wanted to look in because cardboard gets expensive. No, it's usually the other stuff, and it's not terribly expensive. But, like, I had to buy a hot glue gun and a bunch of glue and the poster board and tin foil. And what else? And Velcro. You fall unceremoniously on your arse. So yeah, like, those things aren't a lot, but it added up to, for C-3PO, I mean, obviously the hot glue gun is a long-term investment. I'm going to use it for more than just that. But the liquor that comes inside of it is nice. No, me and Fred had to order a lot of stuff. I don't remember what we ordered. But I've kept so much cardboard, it's just like sitting in my closet. But it's more the accessories that take a lot of stuff. But I think like the poster board was, I don't know, let's just say $7 or $8. The tin foil was probably $10. Like, I'd have to look at my records, but it adds up. So it was probably about $30, not including the hot glue gun, to make C-3PO. And for someone who doesn't have a steady income beyond the subscribers that, or the patrons of the hype, as I should call them, you know, every little bit matters. Work sucks. What do you do for a living? If you don't mind. And I'm sorry that your day is not pleasant. Or your work day, rather. Anyway, that was a lot of rambling to say that I don't have a steady income. Well, I do now. With the subscriptions, I do have a steady income. Or fairly steady, as it were. You know what I mean? What is this? House Dominil. Oh! Ark of the Glath. ASMR party walking sounds. To keep it short and simple, I install security systems and cameras. Hey, sunglasses! You did not die in XCOM yet. You were gravely wounded, but you're still alive. Arno died like a million times. I kept reloading, trying to not have my people die. But I don't think you died at all. Arno died a bunch. I think John Pope died at least once or twice. See, work sucks. So I'm assuming you don't like what you do, and it's not just, how big is the Court of the Hype, if you don't mind sharing? Do you mean the Court of the Hype or the patrons of the Hype? Because that's different. The Court of the Hype is everybody. everybody who comes and hangs out and follows and, you know, chooses to spend their time here. That is the Court of the Hype. Patrons of the Hype? Last I checked, it was 21. How many subscribers? Gotcha. Last I checked, it was 21. But it tends to fluctuate, because some people with Prime move their Prime subscription around. Some people subscribe to everyone who got affiliate status for the first month it was available, but they can't keep that going forever. So it fluctuates a bit. Part of the court? Yes, you are! You are the Court of the Hype. Imagine if all 1,218 followers were patrons. I would be so set for cash. I could definitely live on that. That would be beyond my wildest dreams. Well, I guess not beyond, but like, so you should feel special. I love my community, and I love that you guys come and hang out with me. That to me is the most important part. My hope is that eventually I will make enough to sustain myself month to month. But it's most important to me that just people come and hang out and have a good time, and that we have a fun, positive, supportive community of people. 6,000 would be almost 5 times what I make in a month. Holy shit. A courtier of the hype. Oh, fancy. I just call you guys meerkats. I'm like, yay, meerkats, what's up, man? We've only been fancy for a little while. I did a little, like, some minor rebranding, because we used to be the Hype Gang. But then when I got this bot, and it does rankings, and I decided to make the rankings all royal and whatnot, I thought, you know what? We just got subscribers. This was like 3 months ago. I was like, we just got subscribers, and I want to have a separate name for subscribers so that I can acknowledge and say thank you, but I don't want to exclude everyone else. So that's where I was like, you know what? Why don't I change Hype Gang to the Court of the Hype, and then subscribers can be the patrons of the Hype. You're an esquire of Hype. Nothing wrong with meerkats? I agree, they're adorable. The burly guard eyes you warily. I don't recognize you. What business do you have with House Dominel? Attack! I'm just here to loot the place and kill anyone in my way. Well, that's not what I'm gonna do. Gurnan. Ganon Gurnan the 11th. Hype Esquire. I like it. They're an essential part of Lion King. Hell yes, they are. I actually, every day when I have cereal, I use my little baby bowls. Like, bowls that I had since I was very, very young, and they're both Lion King. One has Timon and Pumbaa in the bottom of the bowl, and the other one has Simba, and it has this lip around it with the classic, like, Lion King print. You know what I mean, with, like, big blocks of color with, like, a swirl design or, like, triangles in it. I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware! I love the Lion King. Well, I've never seen a king or beast with quite so little hair. Bling! Because he plucks the hair. I'm gonna be the main event, like no king was before. Oh my gosh, it's hard for me to stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I got gameplay. It's an old and respected family. Much of Defiance Bay's prosperity is due to Dominel business activities. You mean like stealing? Now, do you have any further business here? Gurnan? Brushing up on... What the fuck? No, keep going. You sound just like the song. Yes! I've heard it enough times. When I was in day camp, we did The Lion King. I was always in the play at day camp, and also mostly at sleepaway. But day camp, we did a version of The Lion King. I got to be... We had young Nala and old Nala and old Simba, young Simba and old Simba. And I got to be old Nala, and I was so happy. I was so fucking thrilled. And The Little Mermaid, I got to be Ariel. What else did we do? We did Annie and I was just like a maid. I was just a random maid. I didn't have any speaking lines. I put mail on the table and pretended dust.
Dance, please.
David, I'm assuming that's how you spell your name, or say your name rather. I'm really bad at the songs today, but welcome to the court of the hype anyway. Boop. Show of hands, who wants to hear the song now? Oh, totally. Were you a camp counselor? Not at day camp, no. I was just a kid. Random Maid number 3 is my favorite role in that show. Aw, thank you. I was simultaneously embarrassed and flattered because after the show was done and we had performed it, it was the cast of kids was like hanging out, just like playing random games, and we were singing the songs, and one of the other kids in front of the girl who played Annie said that I should have been picked as Annie, and I was like, oh shit! Like, I felt really bad for her. She wasn't bad by any means. I don't remember what she sounds like at this point in my life. That's your cue to bust into the song. I already did. I'm busy telling stories, man. Trust me, there is plenty of singing that happens on this stream. I don't need any encouragement.
All right, then.
The marble at the base has been worn smooth by the passage of hundreds of feet. Alright, so I see stairs up. Dunreed agents. A link, yes, I'm certain of it. Who are you? Curran. Well, Curran, I will talk to you in a minute. This map shows the environs surrounding Defiance Bay. Flags mark strategic access points to the city. Do you remember the cartoon they had based around Timon and Pumbaa? I never watched it. The full song? I am embarrassed to say that I probably couldn't do it from memory anymore. I need to rewatch all the old Disney films. It's been too long since I've seen them, and it's embarrassing to me. Because I knew the words at one point, and it's just been way too long. Some of these vintages are even older than Defiance Bay. We're not going to steal their vegetables. I don't need your vegetables. Hakuna Matata. That actually does mean without problems. Or, like, it literally means that in Swahili. Except it's only one T. Matata. I think without worries would probably be the closer translation, actually. Because problem is Shauri, which was my name in Swahili. Shauri. I didn't know that's what it meant. We were just given a list of like names and some that included some words. And I picked that one. Shauri. But if you would want to tell someone that's your problem, you'd say, Shauri lako. That's your problem. Shauri lako. I'm not ready to talk to you. I like exploring in these houses and buildings and stuff. Either these notes are written in code, or the author's handwriting is atrocious. That's funny. A group of notes speculate about the identity and location of a secret sect in Defiance Bay. Hello! Don't mind me.
Do that.
I'm just unlocking your
That's
chest so that
settled.
someone can steal stuff from it.
A simple test.
Nah, I'm not gonna lockpick.
Hey.
Because I'm not gonna take the stuff that's in it, so I don't need to waste it. I love Swahili. I really wish that I had someone either learning it for the first time and I could brush up on it, or someone who speaks it fluently to talk to. They did the same thing with Aladdin? Really? I didn't know there was ever an Aladdin cartoon. Affixed to the wall are leads in a case involving, apparently, a caravan that disappeared en route to New Haomer. Was that the one I was involved in? I wonder. Yeah, I love Swahili. It's a really neat language.
Hail, traveler.
The Orlan man is surrounded by books and scrolls. His wiry hair stands nearly on end, and his ears prick up as you approach. You carry whispers. Cade Nua, Gilded Veil. Old voices indeed. How did you know? What are you talking about? You must be mistaken. How'd you know? The Orlan grins, revealing a row of dagger-pointed teeth. As a cipher, it's my job to know these things. You carry the whiff of ancients. What else can you tell me? His ears twitch downward. Not as much as I would like, unfortunately. My duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. He regards a table piled with scrolls. What brings you to Dunreed Row? Oh, I didn't know who we were talking to. Shit. Well, gotta run. See you next time, Lecta. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you, oh my gosh. Thank you, Nordic Forge, for hanging out with me today and for your great suggestion for the sticky outy bits of the Dalek. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Tell me about your skills. What are you so busy with? Looks like you could use help. I was invited here. Tell me. I check for soul connections, looking for lost things, missing things, or troublesome things, particularly where people of power and influence are concerned. I'm a cipher. In Air Glanfath, we were once known as Brishalgwyn, Mind Hunters. Nice title, yes, but it wasn't until the Animancers began working with my kind 40 years ago that we truly understood our power. Now we make some of the best detectives in the world. Tracing souls, we can look at a person and see where they've been, or look at a weapon and see who has touched it. His nose twitches as he looks at you. Useful for solving crimes, as you can imagine. It looks as though you could use some help. So many secrets and trails in the city. You have to but turn a corner to find a fresh trace of something stolen, or someone missing. He flicks an ear. Unfortunately, we haven't the time to investigate them all. I'm supposed to be working on other matters, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curse of a cipher, to be ruled by the whims of curiosity. Tell me about these cases. One case or three, depending on how you look at it. He taps his clawed fingers together. 3 weeks and a disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it a coincidence. I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you. So I shall trust you too, so long as our interests are aligned. Why can't you look into the cases? He pins his ears back. A matter of priorities, says Lady Webb. My problems in Defiance Bay these days. Many problems. Shit! Problems with more than a few missing persons at stake. I'll look into it. Where should I start? Sagani bounces on the balls of her feet. Just like one of those Valian whodunits. Read a few of those on the road. Helps pass the time. He grins, razor-sharp teeth showing between his lips. Copper Lane, Andra's Gift, and Brackenberry, of course. To talk to the ones who reported the disappearances. The only ones who know enough to care. Laura, Ollie, Elkga. Who's missing? 2 men, 1 woman. Lendry, Kendall, and Cora. Tell me about Lendry. Best to ask Ollie. Seems they drank together at the Salty Mast in Andra's Gift. Also seems that no one else knew him well enough to miss him. One of his ears twitches. Tell me about Kendall. Reported missing by Elkga, a dwarf who carried traces of... He closes his eyes and sniffs the air. Fine wine and young dandies. Plenty of time and money to spend on her pleasures. Try Brackenberry. Tell me about Cora. Sister of Laura, one of the merchants in the Copper Lane Bazaar. Not the kind of person who would just disappear, it seems. Did you find any leads? Not yet. No obvious connection between the victims, which is what makes me wonder so. He runs his hand along the length of one ear. Could be animancy related. Researchers always need subjects, less scrupulous types in particular. He pauses, deep in concentration. Seems too risky for the sanitarium, but one never knows. Aloth folds his arms. I wouldn't put it past them. Well, we went all through there. So I know that they're not there. He waves a hand. First, talk to the people who reported our victims missing. Mayhap you'll catch something I missed. Let me ask you something else. I'll tell you what I find. I want to ask other things first.
Hello.
Hello. What are you busy with? His small, furry hands gesture expansively at the papers before him. Hollowborn, growing unrest, and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of our concerns these days. What brings you to Dunreed Row? I was invited here by Lady Webb. Curran cocks his head to one side, as if trying to get a better look at you. Forgive me. She doesn't take many visitors, but the ones she does invite are a fascinating lot. I have always marveled at her choices. Nothing in common to my eyes, but her sight is far keener than mine. I wonder what she sees. Her room is upstairs. The one with the guards out front. The city may not understand her value, but the Duke certainly does. Laura is how I heard it. Don't know if you said that. I was reading something. I don't understand the reference you were making. And I honestly can't remember. Oh, it was Laura spelled L-O-R-A. Oh, and I need to put this ring on somebody. What is this? Grant suppress affliction twice per rest. What does that do? I don't know, but I put it on my face. Put it right on my face. I'm gonna make a proper save, because just in case, I don't want him to get mad at me. It was tell me about Cora. But we have to ask Laura about her sister Cora.
Hello.
Is this affidavit real? It's signed by you. He holds the edge of the page, but seems to stare through the words, as if at something woven in the fabric of the paper. Curran bares his pointed teeth. I remember Penhelm, a preening peacock of a man, his mouth dry and hands moist when I told him he was the sole descendant of an Adiran general, one who'd fought against Hadret's rebellion. He scans the affidavit. A forgery, and not the first I've seen. He hands it back to you. But I've no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to the Commander Cliver and show him the seal. He points to the wax stamped by his forged signature. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. Aloth's gaze flickers to you. Doom a man for the soul the gods gave him seems unfair. Well, I agree that he shouldn't be penalized for the soul, but he should be penalized for lying and getting the other dude kicked out because of it. And besides, I want to get the armor and give it to the guy. Okay, so I'm glad that he wasn't like, you found me, and attack. Because that drives me nuts when everything is like that. The notes are scribbled in a cryptic shorthand. I'm just exploring, don't mind me. I'm just gonna click on everything. Just like to see what's available for stealing, even though I'm not gonna steal it. I don't know why, I just, like, have to. And sometimes it's not stealing. Pictures of all manner of folk are pinned to this board alongside notes scribbled in an indecipherable shorthand. Whoop! Lady Webb will see you now. Well, I'm not ready for that. I want to come in this room and see what's in here. Gotta poke around first. Alright. Nothing really that interesting. I will see Lady Webb now. Lady Webb. Well, first I gotta poke around her room. Cryptic shorthand. What's in this drawer? I don't need to unlock this. This woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers, their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age, a gossamer veil over pale blue veins. Ink splotches and candle burns dot and stripe her hands like a quilt patterned after some great indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading. I know it's time for me to go, but we'll see how long this conversation is before I leave, because if it's short, then I'll just go through it.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Nua. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
Kana leans in towards you. A meager trick given Cad Nua's fame.
And this fiasco in the sanitarium that you seem to have gotten yourself into the middle of. What in blazes possessed you to stir that nest of trouble?
There's someone I need to find. I'm investigating a strange group. It was a personal matter. I'll go with the middle one.
Strange does not begin to describe them. The practices of the Leaden Key defy all reason. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks.
Shit.
As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend. Which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the Leaden Key?
One of their members caused my soul to awaken. I need him to reverse it. See, I'm not positive that I want it reversed, because I don't think that it has to result in madness. I'm not convinced of that. I ran across a man in one of the ruins. It is important that I find him again. Or lie I was hired. She closes her eyes and the lids flicker, then her face goes still and her mouth parts, little more than a sliver, and her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground. The pages wafting around her legs like leaves of a dying tree. Her fleshy eyelids peel back, and her gaze is immediately upon you.
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Eora has ever known.
So I suddenly imagined you actually speaking the stuff in brackets. That would be... Oh, what is that race of people in Mass Effect? Excited response. They, like, communicate with people. I think it'll come to me. Elcor! I knew it started with an E. The Elcor! Intimidate. You'd better give me the information I need or else. Yes. The Elcor are fantastic. So, when I was playing the first Mass Effect, this is fairly early in the game. If you don't want Mass Effect spoilers, I'm going to put my hand on my head. And when the hand is gone, I'll be done with the spoilers. But when you're sitting in the elevator, this is so minor. It's like not even really that much of a spoiler. When you're in the elevator and they like read out those ads and they mention the Elcor production of Hamlet, I got so excited. I was like, oh shit, I want to go see that. And then I was like, it's not real. You cannot go see it. You can't go see this production. You can't do it. But I got really excited because I thought that would be so cool. Because unless you're another Elcor, and, you know, Elcor communicate through pheromones with each other. That's how they express, their intentions. So, like, I think the ad specifically said, they invite viewers to judge Hamlet by his deeds rather than by his emotions. Because you can't, like you don't get his emotions out of it if you're not an Elcor. And I just thought that was so fucking cool, and I really wanted to go see it. Anyway, I'm done with the spoilers. I think I've done that. I've tried anyway. I know it's banned, it just was a small thing. Anyway. Elcor are awesome. That little Elcor plush that they have that like says things is so freaking cute. Oh my goodness. Anyway. BioWare store. How do you know I seek him? What can you tell me? What else is there to know? I want to know how she knows.
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it.
Okay.
You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. It must have been a special occasion.
What can you tell me about him?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years.
That's a long time.
If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it. What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man. Awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woodica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity. He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
Yeah, no shit. How do you know so much about him? About Thaus?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
What else is there to know about the Leaden Key?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know, if you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary. And he does not fail.
What do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath.
Yes!
Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you.
I just imagined me using, like, some sort of magic to, like, throw a bunch of, like, stones up into the air. Just, like, imagine a bunch of stones on the ground, and they all just go, whee! Just, yeah! They all fling themselves.
Whatever it is they're
Crazy
up
person.
to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
That sounds good to me. I kind of want to know what happens if I refuse, but I also just kind of trust her, which makes me wary that maybe I shouldn't trust her. But anyway.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There's something I can tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
I found Theos in Brackenbury Sanitarium impersonating a patient. He was trying to damage the public's opinion of animancy.
Forgive me. It is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious.
Her eyebrows raised, 2 painted lines over barren, sloughing skin. Oh, poor lady. Her forehead a lattice of wrinkles upon wrinkles. The corner of her mouth perks.
He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it?
I didn't expect him to.
Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep. This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it.
Got it.
But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale. If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
That's all. I have other questions. Yes? Holy! Alright. I'm gonna ask her that shit later.
Try your best not to die out there.
'Cause I've gone past time now. I'm gonna save right here. I'm gonna talk to a lady. I'm just doing that so that I remember that that's what we were doing. 'Cause the next time we play Pillars is not gonna be until Sunday morning. Try your best not to die. Yeah, I wish we could continue on with that conversation, but I've gone 15 minutes past time. And I think I can actually go for a run today. I also want to get some food, etc. You know, do human things. Yeah, I would say, rather than spoilers, now we know there's a fantasy trope monster, I'd say spoilers, now I know I can talk my way out of a scary situation with something that seems like it is gonna kill me. You can talk your way out of stuff. I feel kind of like dizzy, like not dizzy, a little lightheaded. Like if I were to move too rapidly, like I would get dizzy. We'll see. Dota for the next 3 point whatever hours. No, I have to finish, I want to finish court stuff that I've been working on and hopefully go for a run. But I've been so fucking tired today. And if I'm feeling a little lightheaded. Are you trolling me? A little. A little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I need to give my brain a break. We did a lot of stuff today. We did some great planning for cardboard cosplay. I'm gonna be a Dalek. It's gonna be great. We got to play some Pillars of Eternity, which I love. And I will see you guys tonight with more XCOM in less than 4 hours. So I'm just gonna rest my brain. Maybe I shouldn't do court stuff if my brain's not working. It's probably not the best idea. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for hanging out. The Court of the Hype is a wonderful place, and it's all thanks to you. Okay, bye.